Hi, my witches and norms. Welcome to Witch Dog Tales podcast. I am your host, Moon Witch, and here my special guest, as always.
Yo, hi.
Now, within this video, we're going to be reading scary stories from Reddit and also reacting to the new trailer of Beetlejuice. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. And that's what we are going to do today. With that being said, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe. Let's get straight into the podcast. Oh, it's hot.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can tell.
You can't. I'm kind of burning. We have the AC on running. Can you hear it? Drop down a comment so I know. Now, do you guys like the new setup? I hope you guys like it. I felt like the other one was kind of plain. And,
This is a pretty nice setup.
Oh, thank you. And then we got you a mic. Oh, I finally got a second mic. So this one name is Michaela and that one name is Michael. Because Mike.
No poswa.
Huh?
Que no poswa.
Oh my god, I'm kind of burning, to be honest.
So are you?
Hmm?
How's it going, Chica?
Well, my cousin just passed away this morning.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name, but he was in Reno. He moved to Reno, and it's crazy because I saw him 2 weeks ago at the club. Do you remember?
I remember him.
Yeah. So we saw him at the club, and then today and this morning, my cousin called me, Selena, and she was like, "Hey, cousin." I said, "What?" She goes, "So and so passed away." I said, "How?" From heart attack. But he was only 32 years old, so I just didn't understand, like, how did that even happen? And it's crazy because I went to work and no one knew that I was crying, like, deep down, and I was just in pain. But as you know, to keep it professional, when you clock in, you have to keep it about work, you know? And there are times when my coworker was like, "Why are you taking so many breaks?" I wasn't going to tell them. I went to go take my break where I was crying, and I'm not going to cry on here, but it was just so sudden. Like, he's gone.
Sorry for your condolences.
No, thank you. And we were, we just still didn't understand. Like, he was so young to even have a heart attack. He was in good shape. He was in good health. And there was no point where he could have ended up like that.
I know.
You know?
It's crazy because I do remember him and he was pretty,
Healthy, yeah.
And, you say how much old is he?
32.
Pretty much the same age as me.
Oh,
That's
you're
crazy.
32? Oh, y'all look so good. I just turned 30 and I already feel it. Huh?
Yeah.
No offense to you, but yeah. Losing a loved one is very hard, and there's no way you can even condone or to understand the loss of a family member.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have lost any family members, how did you deal with it? How did you cope? Obviously, in the past, I've had a family member who's did pass away, like both of my grandparents, and for me, for me, I don't usually show emotions. I'll cry like behind doors, or
Yeah.
how do you say, like, closed doors? But when it comes to a funeral, I won't shed a tear, and it's not. I can't believe I'm exposing myself. It's not me being weak or strong. It's more of I'm holding it for my family. Does that make sense?
You try to keep it strong
I'm trying.
for
Yeah,
somebody else.
I'm trying to keep it strong for them, because I want them to know, like, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, but I know you deep inside it's like you're hurting
Mm-hmm.
so much.
Mm-hmm. A lot, but I'm just so used to holding my emotions. As you know, I'm always outgoing. I'm very open. I'm very bubbly and da 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 da. But when it comes to deep emotions, I don't know how to express it, because I've had cousins and stuff, but when growing up, every time I try to express myself or my feeling, it was never validated, or not even validated. It was never more like, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not meant to do that. We're meant to be strong. We're meant to be hold our emotions, you know. And just trying to express your feeling as a child took a toll on you because you felt like even if you said something, you they will never listen or they will never want to know. And so you reaching living through your life trying to look for the validation, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hard. Again, back to my sorry off topic, back to my cousin. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, again, sorry for your loss.
No, thank you. It's hard, you know. And like again, I we just saw him 2 weeks ago. And then come to find out he moved to Reno and then over there. Yeah.
Just lay it out. Just lay it out.
I can't. And
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy because before we started recording, I told you that if I cry, just let me cry. And right now, subconsciously, I'm like, no, you're not gonna cry on camera. Like, what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I did end up crying. Enough about me. What were you doing before you got here?
Yes, it was my day off.
Hmm.
And I was just, driving around.
Why?
Because, there's this graduation party coming up.
Yeah.
So I was helping my parents with, getting stuff out to prepare for Saturday.
Hmm. And now, is this going to be at your house or your mom's house or your brother's
It's
house?
having a friend's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know that you asked Bianca in the group chat, but obviously I didn't want to answer because I was going through something.
Yeah, yeah.
And did she say she was gonna go?
Um, TSA for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll go if she does go. Obviously, or I'll go with you. But it's gonna be in the daytime. It's pretty gonna be hot, huh?
No, it's gonna be at 6.
Oh, it'll get dark by then. I'll probably wear a mask just because it's gonna be hot. It's just me. I still wear a mask.
You didn't feel like going because
No, no.
morning. It's fine.
I need to let it out.
Yeah.
You know, well, to party. I meant we're not, and we're not allowed to talk about doing it, but to party. That's the only words I can say.
But yeah, so I was over there, and then I was at a friend's house. We just hanging out.
Oh, okay. Now, are you proud of your sister that she graduated?
Yep, going to college. So that's a good thing, I
Hmm.
guess.
Well, I'm so happy for her. You know, it from okay. Picture you guys going from kindergarten all the way to high school. That's some dedication. That's 12 years. Is it 12 years? Well, including preschool and kindergarten.
13,
12.
14, like 15 almost. 15.
Yeah, let's just say 15. That's some dedication. And for, you finally get there, you will be proud. You're just going to be so happy because you did it,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
So how was work today?
To be honest, it was slow.
Was it?
Yeah, it was slow, but you know what I noticed too? A lot of people weren't there today at work.
Oh, did you hear about that one thing that happened at the airport?
About what?
Something about yeah, somebody who flew from LA to Fresno. I guess they had like the measles or something like that.
The measles?
So I think it's like contagious, so it can be passed on to other people.
Wait. You can't just throw that on me. Someone was at our airport
Oh, yeah.
on your day off while I was there traveling with the measles.
No, it was reported. The flight came in on the like on a Sunday.
Uh huh.
It was on a Sunday came in,
Uh huh. But they
but they
traveled.
but they barely telling us today that happened.
Are we allowed to talk about this?
I don't know.
I know, huh? Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, they're supposed to, aren't they supposed to warn people? Drop down a comment, you guys. If someone was traveling through an airport, less like you said on Sunday, and they happened to travel through our airport, and without telling people, well, but then again, they didn't know, right?
Mhm.
They didn't know that there was a measles, but they should have warned everybody and disinfect the airport. That's why the custodians was cleaning everything.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, so I didn't know that. All the custodians was cleaning the walls and stuff today, and I'm just looking like, why are you guys cleaning the walls?
That's crazy.
Because there was a measles outbreak. That's scary.
I mean, you can't really blame them because they didn't know,
Okay,
you know?
right, right. Well, thank God I washed my hands.
Hmm. Same.
Well, speaking of that, should we might as well get into the scary stories on Reddit?
Sure, why not?
Let's do it. We're going to be looking at scary stories on Reddit. I wanted to do this for a long time, but I didn't want to do it by myself. Now, if you're scared of scary stories, we are going to be starting soon. So if you want to skip this part, check the timestamp and we will be talking about other things within this video. Now, with that being said, start the scary let's start the scary section.
Stories. Alright, so here's one I found on Reddit.
Uh-huh.
This is from our ghost stories.
Uh-huh.
And the user, should I tell the username?
Yeah, well,
Say it.
just to give him credit.
Okay. And this was told by someone named Bree. What's that? Bree9.
B-Res
Bree9.
9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Don't scare me. I'm scared already. Okay, go.
Don't know if I mentioned it or not. That's the
That's
headline.
okay.
Okay. So when I was around 16 or 17 years old, I got really into watching Sam and Colby videos. Through them, I discovered that TFIL channel, started watching their videos too. So my dad made me promise I never mess around with Ouija boards. I've always been scared of, even the thought of using one. However, I decided to watch a video on TFIL channel of them using one. So I turned the video on, I say a quick prayer, as I always do before watching something like that, then press on pause. Once I ended my prayer, for reference, my brother was also in the room, but he was sleeping at that time. I'm about halfway through, and they begin to use the board. As soon as they stop using the board, I feel what I would describe to be a large man's hands on my upper arm and squeeze. I flipped over quickly, dropped my phone on the bed, and asked, Sam, did you just squeeze my arm? I didn't answer, so I asked again. I mean, he didn't answer, so I asked again. I really had to shake him awake, and I asked him, and he said no, that he was asleep. So still, on this day, I have no idea what it was, or if I imagined it. I never had any other paranormal experience other than this happened to me. What do you think it could be?
And that's why my witches you don't play with Ouija boards. You never play with something you don't understand. Just like the Charlie. Have you played the Charlie?
I heard of it, but I never played it.
Yes, that's why you don't play with things you don't understand. Now, I did make a full video, which I will leave in the description box below, including all the Reddit stories that are in here. Go ahead and check that out, and it will tell you how to play and how not to play, and also the history of Ouija boards. That was scary. What do you
That was
think it
scary.
was?
I mean, do you believe that just watching it will cause something?
Yes.
Even though you're not doing it, but you're watching it on, like on TV, let's say.
No, I believe it
Yeah.
because televisions are called Black Mirror for a reason, and it is like a okay, so Black Mirrors are when witches or other practitioner magicianers use it to scry. Scry means to see within or without the, just like clairvoyant. So they use the mirrors to look and see into the future or ask certain it's a divination tool. And they use it to see things outside of the norm.
Mhm.
And for TVs, it's the same way, where it causes such a like a mirror effect where it's able to transmit negative energy.
Wow. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. And that's why we're here learning, you guys.
this stuff. So yeah, so maybe who knows? Maybe it was real.
No, it's real. I believe it. It's real. It's real.
Scary.
Now let's get to story number 2.
Okay.
My turn. This this ghost story is coming from, it's also called ghost story category. This this story is coming from a user called Gotta Talk Now 98, and the headline or title is called Positive Experience for Years. And he has the quotation of experience. Okay, I know most of you had scary encounters or are scared because you don't know what to do with the unknown. So I wanted to show you not everything paranormal is bad. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is not bad. Disclaimer. Don't do anything I or we did without doing your research and being absolutely sure you know what the heck you are doing. Otherwise, it can lead to more unwanted stuff. From a pile of stuff.
Okay.
I've always I've always been linked somewhat to the spiritual world. Ever since I was a child, I had dreams of deceased loved ones I never got to meet. I was just talking about my cousin that passed away.
Oh shit.
Stuff happening in my room, someone talking to me but being alone, etc. So I was always open and did my research learning. Since learning how to read, it always felt like I was a magnet of some sort of stuff like that. After I met my husband, I learned he is also linked to the spiritual world, but only through his deceased grandpa, who wasn't with us anymore for 13 years at the time I met my husband. He didn't indulge further in it, but is a believer. Over the years, I've heard stories about this grandpa, a great man, but only ever know his nickname, never knew his full name. We couldn't visit his grave, so I didn't see his name there either. Relevant. Parentheses. We had so much encounters throughout the years, all harmless, just like someone saying, "Hello, I'm here," only to be gone after. Sometimes they would stay and mess with stuff but left after being told to go. Excuse me. So nothing especially really. Then hit a rough patch in our marriage, and coincidentally, my brother-in-law had to move in with us for a few months. He was bad news all around, but only I learned that after everything, and my husband didn't know either. After staying with us a week, stuff happened, bad stuff. Our kid being too scared to go in any room alone, screaming whenever it got a little darker, dreaming bad dreams, electronics acting up, etc. But since I didn't see or feel anything, I was at a complete loss what was happening. I never knew I had an experience like that. But one day at a dinner, a calm washed over me. A familiar feeling with someone present. Then my little one looked up way too far for anyone standing there and laughed, saying, "Grandpa." When asked, said not their grandpa, just someone old enough to be a grandpa with white hair and glasses. At that point in time, we didn't know who it could be, and I didn't know how my hubby's grandpa looked like, so this didn't ring a bell either. About half an hour later, my BIL, I don't know what that means, my BIL just came home and started eating. My little one looked up again, screamed at the top of their lungs, and then we heard it. 3 short knocks against the metal bowl of my KitchenAid on top of my hanging cabinets. It mocked the Holy Trinity. We looked at each other and didn't know what to do, and then, because it wasn't acknowledged, my KitchenAid was moved. Those things are heavy and have suction cups at the bottom, so they can't move without a little bit of force. We hopped out of there as fast as we could. My husband and I learned later without LO and BIL. I don't know what these initials are.
Hello, yeah.
As soon as we entered, I somehow saw a name in my head that I didn't know, couldn't link to the nickname. and haven't even seen written like that. And I also saw a face I didn't recognize. But I felt calm and again. So I knew whoever it was meant was no harm. There was also a distinct smell in the air. My husband could smell also. I later learned he knew that the smell couldn't replace it, so he didn't think much of it. We packed our stuff and went to my in laws. There I saw a picture of my husband's grandpa for the first time and it clicked. He wanted me to know he was watching and trying to protect us. I talked to my husband about it and we decided to contact him as safe as possible. It was a hassle, but we managed it. And while we didn't interact much with my husband, I think he was upset with me at that point in time. He did with me. Like full on touching and relying messages in my head, messaging me with a candle that ruined my favorite jeans. I told my husband about the unique way his name was written, his face, everything he confirmed. So we knew for sure. We learned the negative entity was bound to BIL and he tried to protecting us, but couldn't do much as it fed off of my BIL negative energy. What is BIL?
That's not a name.
No. Back to the story. We dealt with everything accordingly and we were safe again. But every now and then my hubby's grandpa let us know he's here, watching and protecting. Seamlessly even joining in celebrations. He also let me know I was pregnant with my second before I even had symptoms through a vivid dream. That man is stubborn as hell and seems to insist to stay close, but it also seems knowing he has our back. It's not every day, more like every once a month he let us know he's still here. But he doesn't mess with us. So we let him watch and others as long as no one comes near our children. Watch for now, no one did. So to end it, I just want to let you know not everything paranormal is out to harm you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they just want to let someone, anyone, know they're there and it just happens to be with you. That's not bad. So I felt like she was saying that the grandpa of her husband
Mm-hmm.
was more of a protective angel or
Pretty much.
or a protective spirit, which which it's a good thing, I would have been like, Grandpa, babysit the kids while I go play. I mean, go play. I would like, Grandpa, babysit the kids so I can go drink or something. Not saying I would, not saying I would, but like, because it seemed like the grandpa was being protective.
I think it seems like maybe he's just not ready to go, so he still wants to be around the family.
Or now I don't know much about our spirit world, but it is said that when a person or a family member is going through distraught or pregnancy or a birthday is coming up or a celebration of some sort, the loved ones will come and be there with you and let them know that their present are here because they're celebrating as well.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why the grandpa was there because he knew that she was going to have another baby. So he came and congratulate her, but in a spirit kind of way.
Maybe.
Well, thank you, Grandpa.
Thank you. So here's the third story. Right.
Scary story number 3.
So this is from our True Scary Stories by Kiku Cookie. That's her name. It says multiple stories, same house.
Oy. Oh, so multiple stories.
Hmm. My grandma's house is haunted. Period. I've been telling people for years it's haunted, but I've been brushed off because nobody has died here. Very recently, other members of my family have begun to notice things and are asking if I also think the house is haunted. I kinda gave my mom a look like, really? Anyway, here's some stories. When I was younger, probably in elementary school, I would see people on the second level, peeking over the ledge we had. They were not fully formed people, but rather these dark, shadowy figures. Freaked me right out, but I was also young and could have been imagining things. When I was a bit older in high school, I thought I was maybe going a bit insane. Schizophrenia or something. I was in the bathroom getting ready for bed when I heard a voice. What are you doing? I opened the bathroom door quickly to tell my grandma not to tease me. Make sense? No. She was asleep on the couch and not fake sleeping because there's no way she could have moved that fast. I ignored it and went to lay down. I slept on the couch at this point in my life. As I'm trying to drift off, I heard another voice. A different voice asked, Do you think she can hear us? I slept on the floor next to my grandma that night. Now, I go to school and decide to tell my homies about it. Everyone is a little comedic with it, teasing me and all that. A few weeks later, an actual human friend came over and we were baking cookies. We put them in the oven, closed the door, and looked at each other. What should we do now? I ask. My friend pauses, opens her mouth, and we both freeze as a little girl's voice says, You can play with me. Note, there are no little girls in my house. My friend, God bless her soul, called her dad then and there and left. Sorry, Caitlin. Now I moved out. I left home and only moved back December last year. I didn't hear anything and assumed I was not losing my mind. About a week ago, my grandma confided in me. She was worried about hearing things. She said that she sometimes hears my mom ask her questions when my mom isn't home, or somebody else calling out to her. I was concerned about dementia or something similar, and also about a carbon monoxide detector. I brought up the incident to my sister since I was going to push my grandma to go to the doctor. My sister then informs me she has also heard voices. They call her name, and when she goes talk back to the person calling out to her, nobody's there. She gets upset because my room is next to hers, so when she hears my voice, she goes into my room and I'm not there, wasting her time. The flickering lights are one thing, the shadow people could be a trick of my mind, but for multiple people to hear voices now, I changed the game. At this point, I need to get rid of this thing, but it'll take me some time to understand everything. I believe in ghosts by the mimic. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm sure I have more stories somewhere in my brain. Oh, and then he commented later on.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, some extra notes. We used a Ouija board once, several years ago. We said goodbye and everything. I certainly doubt it actually did anything. Additionally, I don't practice witchcraft, but I do use tarot cards for funsies. Maybe I should stop. Hello.
Maybe you should stop.
Hello.
Now, if you are not ready, no, if you're not ready to dive into the paranormal or even, uh, you know, do things such as tarot cards and Ouija board that you do not understand, I wouldn't.
Miss-
I wouldn't, because you're diving into this negative energy. Not saying witchcraft and tarot cards and stuff are like negative, but without cleansing, without preparing yourself to act on divination tools, you're prone to bring negativity or entity that you don't understand into your practice. Not practice, but you're bringing negativity into your session.
Mhm.
So these entities can manipulate you into thinking it's something that it's not. Like Ouija boards. You know, when you play Ouija boards, you think it's all fun and games, but it can be a demon uh, coming out of the board to make you believe that it's something that it's not.
Mhm.
Again, I suggest not to, or any game. Charlie, Charlie, if you don't fully understand it, don't do it. If you have to second guess something, it's a no.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Have you played Ouija board before?
No, well, I didn't really, I never knew what it was until maybe high school,
Mm.
but I never really paid attention to it. I guess.
And it's okay. This is how I would have played a Ouija board. And again, I already made a video about it. Go ahead and check in the description box below. For you to play a Ouija board, from my perspective, and this is my opinion, you will cast it, you will cleanse the area, meaning you will consecrate the area, brooming, just setting a positivity environment or space,
Hmm.
cast a magic circle, candles, salt, salt's always pure. Get inside the circle. Before you do, ask, like for protection. Some people do it with God, some people do it with angels. I usually call the corners. We'll talk about that in another video. And as I'm preparing, I will make sure, say, if there are any unwanted spirits here that are here to harm, you're not welcome.
Hmm.
And the magic circle is already casted, so you're protected inside. A magic circle, think of it as a dome of energy. You can't see it, but you can feel it. You can feel this heavy thing, and it just feels like vibrations. It's hard to explain. It's like, have you ever walked into, it's a sensation you can feel. Like, have you ever walked into like a room and someone was talking about you, and then they just stop quiet, and you just feel like something happened?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's basically it.
So it's like, I guess you can say mimes.
Yeah.
They do their
Yeah, with
boxing.
mimes, when they're going like this, because technically they're creating a force, and they're using their imagination. Now, visualization and imagination is perfect for witchcraft, because you have to believe, or you have to be delusional for it to even happen. Again, this is my perspective from my, how I practice it.
Hmm.
There are witches who practice magic differently. I'm going off topic, but this is what I'm trying to explain. Ouija board is technically a divination tool. You're using it to communicate with, loved ones, or whatever
Correct.
beings you're asking for. But don't play with it if you don't understand,
Hmm.
because you're inviting something that can manipulate you into, you know, acting as such.
Wow. Good thing to for us to
Hmm.
know.
Yes. So yeah, yeah,
All right. Want to the next story?
yes. Now, is it in the same? Is this the one?
Yeah.
Story number 4. It's called "He's Here," written by Lustero. Lustero, and it's called "He's Here." Oh, I said that already, huh?
Mm.
Ooh, I'm talking to this young girl in my dream, and we're walking side by side in the park. It's beautiful, and the birds are chirping, the wind is blowing, and sounds of waves are in the distance. I ask about her favorite season. Then everything turns white, and there's no sounds anymore,
Hmm.
just pure silence. I turn to her, and she is now facing away from me, looking into the distance. Something that has never happened to me in my dreams had just happened. I moved my lips, but no words came out. I tried screaming, but there was no sound. The little girl turns around, and all I can see is her moving her lips. I didn't understand what she was saying until she started to look more worried. It got to the point where she was pulling my arm and yelling at me. Then I heard her scream, "He's here!" I opened my eyes to see my closet open. I had forgotten to close it before going to bed. I had to go close it, then a doll falls to my feet with an old demonic voice box saying, "The deputy's here. The deputy's here." I locked my door and did a room sweep. I can't have two correlated events and not follow through with checking. When morning came, I threw away the doll, but when I did, its voice activated again. That was a close one, partner. Oh, I'm getting chills.
Hmm.
I still think about these events to this day and get shivers down my spine knowing it had actually happened to me. and what it could have meant.
Wow.
That just gave me goosebumps. Have you ever had like a situation with the muñecas?
No.
Well,
Maybe.
muñeca. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps. Muñecas are definitely they're hollow inside, like those porcelain dolls, and they were used for transporting spirits, possessions, so they can transfer to another body. Like think of it of Chucky, the movie Chucky.
Yeah.
You know, or just like that. What's the movie called? Annabelle.
Annabelle.
But then the real doll looks like this instead of the porcelain doll
Mm-hmm.
or the doll that they were having in the thing. Because Annabelle technically was a Raggedy Ann doll with the red hair rojo con like the pelo
Yeah.
también. That was the original doll. But
Annabelle.
the one that people know now as Annabelle, that's not a real doll. That's more of a made up, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the days, during the dark eras, they would use porcelain dolls because it was so hollow and the spirits can be able to be trapped in there. Hmm.
Scary.
Do you have a doll?
No. Well, stuffed animals.
I think they're fine,
Right?
right?
No.
Dun dun dun.
I mean, you could never know.
You just never know.
You never know.
Oh my god, wasn't that scary?
Very scary.
Now I want to get into something more, kind of bubbly, fun, a little moment, And now we are going to be reacting to Beetlejuice 2. And I haven't seen it yet, have you?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so we are going to get straight into it. Let's go.
Here's a preview. Be warned, it's intense.
That was amazing. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's kind of using the same characters.
Yeah, I saw, but the only thing I didn't notice was the couple.
Oh, Madam and
Yeah, they were my favorite too. But this looks so good. But I do have one thing to say. Not in a bad way. You know Hocus Pocus 2? How we thought it was going to be amazing too?
Mm-hmm.
But it turned out to be not as what we thought. Hopefully, let's not jinx it, that it's going to be good.
Great.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was holding my breath the whole time. I was just all, oh my god, I'm excited. And it's going to be coming out on September 6th.
I think so.
That's right before, like, way right before Halloween. So hopefully, maybe some people will start dressing up as Beetlejuice this year. I should have kept my hair. Remember I had the silver hair and I was always wearing the striped shirt? I could have been Beetlejuice this year for Halloween.
It could still be.
But I can also be what's her name? Winona Ryder.
Mm-hmm.
The Beetlejuice. Shelter.
Oh, Lydia.
Oh, Lydia, yeah. I could have been her. But I hope you guys are excited for it because we are. Should we go see it in theaters that day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it in theaters. I hope you guys enjoyed the scary stories from Reddit, and I hope you guys enjoyed the Beetlejuice trailer. Obviously, you've probably seen it by now, but we haven't. But I will leave everything in the description box below for you to check it out. With that being said, as I always, thank you for watching. Blessed be my witches and norms. Bye.
Bye.
I didn't even know what to say. I totally lost. I literally was like, Beetlejuice.